Back on the scene. What's your SPORTÉ? I know it's been a minute. I've been doing baseball, football practices, catching the end of the basketball season. Summer's here, so it gives me an opportunity to jump back into the podcast. And now I got a young lady who I saw on Twitter and Instagram, multiple sport athlete. I'm here with Morgan Green of Hickory Flat. Morgan, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. So I've seen on your Instagram page and your Twitter page, you've done basketball, softball, cross country, volleyball. You're a multiple sport athlete. So what got you into sports?
I've played sports my whole life. I played basketball and softball when I was younger, and my brother played basketball and baseball and track and cross country too. So it's always been a part of my life.
Uh, so I know before we got started, you said you're a middle child, just like me. So we had to like jock for position,
Yes.
getting bullied, and then doing a little bullying
Yeah,
too, right?
exactly.
So it's older brother, right?
Yes,
You think he kind of toughened you up to play sports?
for sure. He pushed me around and bullied me. We were playing baseball, basketball whenever he got the chance.
Nice. That's good. That's good. So recently here in softball, y'all guys are pushing the playoffs. Obviously, everybody wants to get to state, but Pine Grove kind of took you guys out
Yes.
of that running. So I know it ain't the favorite team who you're thinking about right now, but they're playing Myrtle. And so just off your observation, if you were analysts, who you like in that series, who's going to win it?
I definitely think Myrtle has the upper hand. I don't know what they have against Pine Grove, but Pine Grove can't get a hold of it. So Myrtle, they've already beat Pine Grove 3 times. So I don't see it happening again. I don't see the things changing in tonight's game.
You think Myrtle is going to win the 1H state championship?
Yes, I do. Honestly, they've made a good run all season. They haven't lost many games, so I do think they will end up winning.
Cool. All right. So you heard it. You know, once this podcast is out, once it's dropped on YouTube, we'll have a winner. And if she wins, might run some parlays or something. Okay. So softball, that was a sport that you're going with to the next level to play at JUCO. What was behind that versus playing softball versus volleyball and basketball? What made you pick softball?
I've played softball since literally birth. I played t-ball. I've actually played baseball with the boys. I played a little bit of travel ball, just a little pickup. I've played it my whole life. I didn't start I think I started basketball in like the 3rd, 4th grade, and I love basketball, but I'm definitely better at softball than at basketball.
Okay. What I guess with that transition, previous podcasts I've had a few girls, Channing, Macy, and they've mentioned that other sports help them advance in the sport that they're dominating at. So in your case with softball, which of the sports do you feel helped you the most?
Definitely one cross country. Cross country keeps me in shape for every sport I play for sure. I think and basketball is also good conditioning for that as well. A lot of back and forth movement and just a lot of that.
Okay. So ICC, now jumping back to that softball program, what made you pick ICC?
I love the coaches. I love the campus, and it just really felt like home from the first moment I stepped on that field. I went to a camp a few years back, and they noticed me from that camp, and that's what really led to the years of working towards that goal, and I finally achieved that.
Nice. So what do you feel is going to be like one of the differences going to play at that next level? Have you talked to other like players that you played with in the past that are in JUCO? What have they told you?
Well, it's definitely going to be a difference for sure. I'll have to eat, breathe, and sleep softball, which I'm excited for. I love softball, and I love everything to do with it. And we'll definitely have to work harder and just do a lot more workouts and just keep my head on softball at all times.
Nice. Hit the books, hit the sports, right?
Yes.
So let's maybe think about your game day routine.
For softball?
Yeah, let's go with that one. Yeah. So softball, what's your game day routine like? Say from the moment you wake up at your house, what's the game day routine?
Well, when I wake up and on the way to school, I just got to make sure I have all my jerseys because sometimes I'll forget and I have to run home and I don't like doing that. But after school, I definitely got to have my after school nap before every game, every day. And then I'll go to the gas station. I'll go to Mexican and get something to eat for the game.
Okay. Okay. And then you have a song that pumps you up.
My walkout song is "Rebel" by Ann Wilson. I love that song.
Okay. Okay. You listen to that in your AirPods,
Yes.
headphones before you get started. So after a game win, what do you do? What's your routine?
Like at the practice the next day, or
Just after a game, like let's say like you win the game, you go out to eat, you on Twitter. What's your take?
well, before I committed, I tried to get videos and get my stats and get it out to all the coaches and stuff, just to have that after each game, whether I have a good game or bad game. Just always send out that. So because they know you're gonna make mistakes, I just want to see if you'll own up to it and like just see what you got to do. And yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. And what about after a loss? You turn off your phone or?
Yeah, sometimes I won't text them to the next day if I'm like, yeah, but I'll still send them videos. I'm like, not a good night or had a good night, just stuff like that.
Okay. So well, I'm just thinking about that because this is a 1A school, Hickory Flat. Um, you don't really have someone who compiles the stats, maybe sometimes, but in a lot of cases, it's on you or your coach. So here in Mississippi, 1A schools might not get a lot of attention. Why do you think that is?
I feel like the people either like coaches either going to go to like big travel ball tournaments or they're just going to go to the bigger schools with like more options. And 1A schools, I honestly feel like some of the best athletes are at 1A schools because we get more one-on-one time with the coaches and get more experience and just like get more experience to get better at the sport you're doing.
Yeah, what do you think can be done from people covering the sports or maybe just the schools to promote more a 1A school?
I feel like what you're doing and like Mississippi sports and like all of that, the publicity they give smaller schools helps and goes a long way, for in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah. I think social media, not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I'm just a little bit older than you, just a little
Just
bit.
just a little bit.
But so when I was growing up, it was so I grew up in Dallas, and it was the Dallas Morning News the next day when you would see high school scores. There was no Twitter, no Instagram. It was MySpace. So that's kind of like how we kept in the loop. But now social media is a big thing. So do you feel it's important for a player to throw themselves out there if they want to get seen?
For sure. I feel like social media and texting, like and emailing coaches is a big thing, especially when you go to a small school. Because if the coaches don't see you in person, they're gonna see you on social media if you like continue to tag them and text them. So I feel like that's a big part of it.
Nice, nice. You mentioned on the way down here, walking into the gym, a certain coach that was your favorite. Who's that?
Definitely Coach Jamie Hills. She's made a big impact on my life for sure.
Why do you say that?
She was a coach, but she was also a person that if we ever needed to talk to, her door was always open. She knew when to punish us. She knew when to be serious, and she knew when, like, if we needed extra help or just someone to talk to, we all knew that she was going to be there, and she would tell us what we needed to hear. She wouldn't sugarcoat things, and it just really helped for sure.
Nice. Do you feel dealing with her or having her as a coach, did that ever put a little seed in your mind about coaching one day?
Oh, for sure, I do want to be a coach one day, and all the coaches I've had have made a really good impact on my life and made me want to coach, and she's one of the biggest ones for sure.
Awesome, awesome. So now you got basketball, or you played basketball, you got Coach Carnell. I've had him on a little talk radio. Give me a funny story about him I can tease him with.
Funny story. Well, it wasn't funny in the moment, but it was funny after we were playing. I think it was at Strayhorn. There's actually a picture of it right there. We were in the huddle and we were not blocking out, so he yelled at us and he said, "If y'all won't block out right now, I'm going to show y'all what running is tomorrow." And there's a picture up there of him yelling at us, and it's just a really funny face. So we quoted him on that and we put it all over social media, and we thought that was hilarious.
Did y'all win? Did y'all block out?
Yes.
Okay, so no running, right?
No running.
That's funny. So you had some good coaches. Is that something you'll miss about high school?
For sure. I love my sports. I love all the coaches. They treat us like family. They treat us like their own, and it's for sure loving atmosphere.
What else will you miss about high school?
I'm honestly probably miss like just my friends, seeing them every day, because I know once you graduate, you may not ever see them again, or you may see
Yeah.
them a few times here and there. But I think that's going to be a big difference for me.
Okay. Okay. And it seems when I came to do a preview of the girls basketball, y'all had quite a few seniors. There was a nice nucleus there
Yes.
of y'all. So how did you like playing with those girls?
I've been playing with them for at least ninth grade, some since seventh grade, and I love those girls. Like we all know each other really well, so I feel like that helped us play really well on the court. We all knew what we had really good chemistry. So.
So I was just looking at you. I feel a little similarity because I'm a small guy, like sports, and being small, trying to play basketball, that just doesn't jive really
No.
quick. But you got to have a lot of heart, and it seems from your social media, you got that heart because you obviously have had success on the track and field. You've had success playing softball. You've had success in basketball. What is something that gives you that heart to keep going, even though it's like, hey, I'm not the biggest girl. I can't maybe block shots. I can't do this, but what helps you keep going?
Yeah, being short doesn't help a lot, but having speed and I can jump, so that's a good too. So I don't have to have a little bit of height; I can jump, so that helps a lot.
Are you gonna miss cross country being able to do that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hey, well, you just picked up a few medals this week,
The
right?
track, yes, track is way more fun than cross country.
So, what will you finish with? How many medals from freshman to your senior year? Do you have
I
that?
have 2 rings, well, one for volleyball, one for track, and then I have a few second silver medals and I think 1 or 2 bronze medals.
Okay, okay, and maybe who knows in college might add something else to
Maybe,
that.
hopefully.
Do you look at maybe playing at a 4-year school if
If
that comes your way?
if it's in God's will for me, I know right now that 2 years is going to be a good big difference for me. So I feel like after the 2 years, and I'll have to do praying and all that, and then I'll figure out what I want to do from there.
Okay. Is there ever a dream college you said, man, I want to go to this school? It'd be nice.
When I was a kid, I wanted to play for Ole Miss, but my height did not add up with that dream. So hopefully by the time that happens, maybe I'll grow some. I doubt it, but it's always a dream of mine.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you. So let's jump in to a few quick hits. Number one, favorite place to eat anywhere.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's. I love the chicken tenders with that
Yes.
sauce, right?
Yes.
Lemonade,
No, sweet tea.
sweet tea.
Or Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I'll fill you on the Dr. Pepper. So funny story. I remember when they came to Dallas, there was heck a long line. Everybody waited. I like a dummy got in line, but it was worth it. I said,
definitely
okay,
worth it.
it hits. Who's your favorite athlete?
Definitely Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark,
For
dropping
sure.
those dimes.
Yeah.
Think she's the next Steph Curry WNBA?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what about sport to watch? I know you play a lot of sports, but what's your favorite?
To watch, I love watching women's college basketball.
Okay, who's your team?
I like Iowa, but
Iowa.
that was just this past year and the past 2 years really. But I like watching Ole Miss women's and Iowa.
Nice, nice, nice. Awesome, awesome. So maybe after you've been on here with me on What's Your Sporté, who's someone that would be good to join in a future episode?
From here,
Anybody
anywhere.
that you think would be a good candidate to jump on here with me?
I think my teammate Jolie Young would be pretty good. She's really good at every sport she does. Really
Nice.
athletic.
So you got to put in a word for me
I got
so
you.
I can have her on and we can knock this thing out. This has been What's Your Sporté? I'm here again with Morgan Green, Hickory Flat. Y'all want to check her out? I'll put the tagline in the bottom for her Twitter. She'll be going on next year, as we talked about, to play at ICC for softball. Morgan, thanks again for joining me.
Thank you.
This your boy Leo. I'll holler at y'all soon. Stay tuned for the next episode.